Hi, performers and achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, we will continue to unpack and focus on your elite mental performance, the zone effect, and mastery framework. In the previous episodes, we covered, and you can go back and look at the show notes, we covered most important task number one, live your dreams and have clear goals. Most important task number two is awareness. Most important task number three is strategy. Most important task number four is to bring out your authentic gifts, talents, abilities, and skills. And that's one of the reasons my customers come to me, is for me to help them bring out their authentic gifts, talents, abilities, and skills. Most important task number five is actionable. So in other words, what skillful action is to be taken, or take skillful action? What's actionable? Skillfully actionable. And then most important task number six is evaluate, reflect, recovery, rejuvenate, and revise. So let's focus in, concentrate on evaluate. Well, let's say you worked on something. You worked on a task, an initiative, a goal, whatever it may be, project, your business, something that you're doing with your family, friends. It doesn't matter what it is. You're doing this and you're working on it, and you want to see where you are. You were here. Now where are you? Well, how do you do that? You evaluate. So what are your parameters for evaluating? And these are where you, and I won't go into this here, but this is where you look at your initiatives, your tasks, how you broke those goals down into tasks, and then how those goals, tasks and goals achieve accomplished dreams, and then how that evolves into something else. And there's some kind of adaptability link there, because everything's not disparate. They're not going in all different directions like my fingers. No, the idea is to make it like this. We don't want to live in silos. So therefore, each one congruently flows like this. See that? So they're not in conflict with one another. So that's evaluate. So what are your evaluation metrics? Well, what could it be? And do you evaluate in more than one way? Do you evaluate in, for example, in sports? Do you evaluate in sportsmanship or sportswomanship? Do you evaluate in your relational communication and talking with and communicating with and discussing with your teammates, your coaches? And do you do that in a respectful and mannerful way with politeness? And do you know how to use words, body language, etc., in order to not emotionally react, however, to actually benefit from the evaluation, to see how the conversation, the discussion, and what we're talking about actually benefits and grows both of you in a relational way, as well as whatever it is you're performing and achieving together. And then the other item is reflect. So reflect. And you can reflect on your own. You can evaluate on your own. You can do almost everything that I'm talking about on your own, but eventually you need to also involve at least one another person or other people And that's reality. If you're in a company and a business, you have more than one person, most likely. Or if you are independent, an expert, and you're independent, then you have a network and you have people who are part of your support system. And so it helps to partner with people. So you reflect. There are several ways to reflect. One is using the well, better, how. What went well? What could have been better? And how could it have been better? And usually it'll revolve around something that was like a defining moment during your performance or while you were performing and achieving. And for whatever reason, on this particular time, at this particular junction, it was too challenging or too difficult. So it was just something that, for whatever reason, you can't really pinpoint it. However, that's the perfect reason to do the reflection on well, better, how. So is it something with your instructional self-talk? Is it something to where you need to use something inspiring, something motivational, something aggressive self-talk, or the one that most people don't use that they should use more often is instructional self-talk. These are skills that we're displaying when we're performing and achieving. It's not all about emotion and pumping ourselves up. And yeah, there's good emotion, there's skillful emotion, positive emotion, but really, you don't need to get mad or angry. That's not enjoyable and fun, really. Temporarily, it may get you through whatever it is, but you're not really creating a solution there. The solution is there's a skill lacking. And I've given this example before. You know how to add and divide. However, you don't know how to multiply because you haven't learned that skill. You don't have the knowledge. And after you get the knowledge, it becomes skill. Then once it becomes skill, it becomes into your muscle memory. And then therefore, you're able to adapt it to a specific situation at the right time, when to use it, how to use it, how much of it to use it. All of those factors come into play. So that's essential. It's not just a matter of having the skill. Well, first of all, you need the knowledge, but after that, it becomes skill and it becomes in your muscle memory. But then the key is when to use it, how much of it to use it. That's where, and that's the differentiation, right, between the elites, performers, and achievers, right? Everyone's progressing at their own pace, right? We don't compare ourselves to anyone. So that's reflection. Another reflection strategy is start, stop, continue. What will you start based on this performance? You probably made a breakthrough in learning or breakthrough in performing and achieving. What was it? You write those down. And then what will you stop? What didn't work? And for whatever reason, it occurred. And then what will you continue? So what will you continue? Right? And what that means is that you've implemented something, it's become knowledge to you, it may have become skill to you, it may be in your muscle memory. However, you're still continuing to know when and how to use it, how much to use it, what benefits occur, and then you discover that, oh wow, I've gotten some other benefits here. And now you're enjoying and having more fun, right? It's more fun and enjoyable because you're actually seeing a skill and you're not relying on your emotion. Hey, when I'm up and my emotion's good and I'm positive or whatever, and you can't really control that. When we talk about control the controllables, you can't really control that part of it, right? However, that's the part that first presents itself. However, it's the actual prefrontal cortex and the logic, right? Our ability to evaluate, to reflect, our ability to use the right mental skill, the mental preparation, the mental strategy, the mental tools at the right time, with the right amount, That's the skill that's needed. The emotion will occur afterwards when you celebrate. See, there's always great emotions, but the emotion of getting angry, getting mad, being mean, being rude, being disrespectful, unmannerful, indignified, no, those are all terrible. You don't need those, right? You need something to go towards that's more that you can pursue that has like that intrinsic value to you, that intrinsic motivation, drive, inspiration, reward, satisfaction. You do it because it's enjoyable and fun and you're good at it. Not only are you good at it, but you're like getting to the next level of success. And that's when things become enjoyable and fun. And that's when you have fun. And that's when you are able to really perform at your best. You're able to achieve, right? So it's very important to evaluate and reflect. And then you have recovery. Recovery is essential. I don't know how many times that I've talked to people and of course, I work at all levels from professional to 9 years old. So there's a big varying level of success there. And how many times people don't do activation or warm up to just get in a rhythm, a tempo. And how many times at the end they don't do a cool down. Okay, the body's like that, your mind's like that, anything's like that. Just think about your day. You wake up in the morning, you fall asleep at night. When you wake up, you're not at top speed. You know, that's ridiculous. You're not. You need to first activate. You don't hit the ground running. No such thing. You need to first activate. You put your routine in, your AM routine, right? Now you primed yourself, right? And now you start to get the rhythm, feel the rhythm, be the rhythm, you have momentum. You take skillful action, skillful action. So recovery is essential, essential. And if you're have an injury or you're trying to prevent injury, then it's very important. I know that I've had people, and I recommend this book often for people who are really suffering or struggling tremendously with chronic pain. And it's a book called Pain Free by Pete Egoscue. And the concept is that the reason that the pain is occurring is because the muscles and your bones and joints, they have friction in them. Therefore, pain signals occur. And so people will lay off of what they're doing, they'll start back up and they'll start experiencing chronic pain again. You get this book, they have very simple exercises. You do them and you see the benefits. And I've had people who have 0.0 chronic pain now. I mean, it's almost like having I don't know. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, they're just fathomed by it. And it's all because of simple exercises. And that is the concept there. That's the idea, is to take away the friction. And the way you take away the friction is by doing these simple exercises, just like what I coach, train, teach, and speak on: elite mental performance, mastery, strategy, skills, preparation, tools that I use, right? My customers use. Very important. So your recovery is very important. During your recovery, are you properly cooling down? Are you sticking with your nutrition, your water intake, meditation? I like to meditate before I perform, and I like to meditate after I perform. And then your visualization. I like to visualize before I perform, and I visualize after I perform. So those are all a part of recovery. And sleep, right? Are you sleeping well? Are you shutting it down in the evening with a PM routine that gets you into the most relaxed, calm place so that you can sleep through the night, right? And do you wake up in the morning where you're not fighting to get up or struggling to get up, right? It's become a more refreshing. It's like you're refreshed in the morning and you can get up. So that's very, very important. Now, one of the keys to recovery is that, sure, you don't do the same recovery every day because what you do is different, right? It's a little different. And all the things that I do is I really provide a structure, and my customers customize it, highly individually customize it to themselves with their needs, right? Their needs. So it's not me being prescriptive. I'm giving them the structure to help them, to support them. And so that's very important. So recovery. And then also in recovery, it's like you're not in this world by yourself. It's not an isolation world. So do you have someone you can talk to? Of course, my customers come to me, but they also talk to other people that don't have my expertise, but they talk to them because they're friends or someone who's encouraging or supporting of whatever initiatives that they're pursuing. So that's very important because then you gain different points of view, and by doing that, your mind and your body is able to like learn more, experience more breakthroughs, right? And I call that concept an adaptability link, which I'll get into that in another episode. So that's very important. And then a lot of people don't do this, but do you rejuvenate? Rejuvenate. So that's very important. So every day when I sit down and in the evening before and plan my day for tomorrow, design it, right? Schedule my day. I pick one thing I'm looking forward to in the evening. One thing. So tonight I'm looking forward to socializing at a place that I go to. I have some friends there. So it's good to go out there and just socialize some, make friends, and I have some existing friends. They're mostly community friends, people that I've met just because I frequent this place. I'm a regular, and it's fun. It's an outlet. They play all types of music. Tonight they'll have karaoke. So that's rejuvenating. It's something for me to look forward to. Sometimes what I'm looking forward to, for example, when the CFP national championship game I was on, I was looking forward to watching Notre Dame and Ohio State on that day. That was my rejuvenation. What am I looking forward to in the evening? That's like a reward, right? So that's a lot of fun watching the game. So that's very important, rejuvenation. Now, rejuvenation could also be as simple as when you walk in the door and you're meeting your family or whomever it is that's important to you, or you just walking by them and just not even acknowledging them, not even having a brief conversation or even a 5, 10, 15 minute meeting with them or talk with them. Well, what's the point? I mean, that's like my favorite thing to do when I come home. Is to come in and just stop for like 5 to 15 minutes and just talk about what's happening in their day, in each other's day, right? What they're looking forward to in the evening. That's what makes life enjoyable and fun. It's not all the tasks we do, at least for me. Yeah, I do enjoy and have fun doing them, and especially when I'm performing and achieving. However, it's the relational, the people that are involved in my life. And a lot of them don't have anything to do with these things I'm performing and achieving. However, they're in my life and we have a relationship in the sense that they're either my family, extended family, friends, someone that I've, seen a few times. And so it's just good to connect that way. It gives that authentic connection. It shows the reason, the real reason, the benefits of why we do everything we do. It's all because of people, individuals, relationships. It's relational, people oriented, right? And so the ones that are in your life that are important to you, well, then take 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You'll be like fathomed, amazed at how rewarding that is, how it brings so much more meaningfulness and significance to your life, your living, to whatever it is you're doing, your business, your job, your work, your hobbies, anything. Really, really important. And then lastly, it's revise. Revise. So you go out there and you have this plan, or you designed or scheduled what it is that you're going to be doing during your day, right? And as you complete it, well, for whatever reason on this day, you experienced a breakthrough, it's become easier. So you've got the opportunity, a good opportunity now to maybe implement something else, to maybe go to that next level, right? Because your body or you have, you've achieved that, you've performed that, and now you're receiving the reward or the compound effect of that. Or it could happen that for whatever reason today, you're running or you're doing something and you just flow of energy is not as good. So you know to sort of back off a little bit for a little while, right? Back off a little bit. And then as you do, then when you go to your next initiative, then you start to realize that, oh, wait a minute, I can flow my energies again. So I have the elite mental skills to be able to do that, right? So that's very important. Remember, most of the time, it should be easy. That's the majority of the time. Then a little challenging and then challenging, right? However, you don't want it too hard, too difficult. That's how you start to not enjoy it anymore. It's not fun. It's not as rewarding. You get injured, you get fatigued, and that's reality is that for you to know to make little micro mental tweaks, mental adjustments using these tools or skills, elite mental strategy, elite mental skills that I teach and coach and train people with. And once you have those, and when you have those, then you'll start to benefit more and more. So that's very important. Revise, revise. So it's part of the framework. You've heard of SMART goals, right? Well, I know a framework called SMARTer goals. So SMARTer, S is specific, measurable, actionable or achievable, right? Relevant, time bound. So what's the E and R? The E is evaluate, what we just discussed here, and the R is revise. So you revise it. So after you perform and achieve, you revise what you're planning for the next day based on the inputs you've gotten from that performance and achievement that you've just done. And here's another key. And I know many people who do this, and it will make a huge difference. It'll be a tremendous benefit to you. If you work out 2 or 3 times a week, it's better than nothing. Okay. And let's say you go for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Okay. 45 minutes, whatever it may be, maybe 2 hours, whatever it may be. If you were to stop doing that and go every day for less time, you would receive much, much more benefits. It's that consistency and the the what's the word I'm looking for? The incremental consistency that's occurring by doing that. And what it is that you're doing is also you're keeping your metabolism at a certain rate and you're making it a part of your lifestyle. And anything you do every day becomes a part of your lifestyle. So, for example, I'm either playing sports or I'm in the gym every day. It's a lifestyle for me. I take one day off. And on those days that I take off, I still do my AM routine where I walk for 30 minutes, right? So that's very, very important, right? Self-care, self-care, respect and manners first. Self-care, respect and manners first. That's essential for you. And that is the exact opposite of what self-sabotage is. So a lot of times when you're wanting to perform and achieve to that next level, you can only go so far on your own. So what happens? You go out and you form your support system. You form the people that will benefit you. However, what you are the most important in that whole because it's your dreams, your clear goals, your most important task. However, for example, you don't have the expertise that I do in elite mental performance mastery, specialization in the zone effect. You're not supposed to. Just like if you're in some kind of business, I don't know that business. I'm not in that business. You know that business. You know that industry. Or if you're a sports player or a coach, you know more about the X's and O's than I do. That's not what I'm really there for. I can help there. I'm there to help you though with the routines and habits of excellence to make those plays occur, to realize the importance of process over outcomes and to realize the importance of execution over expectation.